Court 12, Kingston Crown Court. In the dock, Mr. Ricky Leonard Vance.
So, Ricky Leonard Vance, what did you think about my underwear? I was ashamed seeing my old knickers thrown down on the floor. There was a worn black bra too when the helpful policeman was taking scene of crime photos. I hope at least you appreciated the fine quality of my agent provocateur silk camisole. Ricky, when you burgled us, how did we come across? Middle-aged? Middle class? Quirky even? Did that make us fair game? Did it, Ricky? Were we easy meat when you looked through our window and thought, I want it, I'll have it, they can claim on the insurance? Did we deserve it? Ricky, you're looking bored already. I'm no stranger to Kingston Crown Court either. I feel relaxed standing here. You see, like you, I'm very familiar with this place too. Yes, I've been here 3 times on jury service, almost on first-name terms with the court ushers. Throughout the trials I've served on, I studied and questioned evidence and tried to be fair and open-minded regarding defendants. Today, somehow I feel different. You are standing over there, suited and booted, looking small, insignificant, and the jury found you guilty. I noticed you skipped over my drawer of autoimmune medication, the only drawer you didn't throw on the floor. Have your mother or children ever been unwell, Ricky? Perhaps on a cancer ward? Been hospitalised with sepsis? Stayed in an infection isolation room at Kingston Hospital? I wouldn't wish it upon them. 15 to 45% of sepsis patients die. Sepsis is a real life and sadly, sometimes real death. Ricky, never forget, strangers laugh and cry too. They have real flesh and blood. What does your mother think of you? She here today? You look about 45. Oh no, the look on your face says younger. Have you got children? 1, 2, maybe 3. What would they think of you now, Ricky? The day you burgled our home, someone was definitely watching my husband, me, and our dog Dynamo leave. You see, John was recovering from sepsis, wanted a breath of fresh air after nearly dying. It was significant that Dynamo wasn't there because he would have chewed your balls off, and I would have been right behind him. I don't take prisoners either. Do you have balls, Ricky Leonard Vance? What size are they? Extra small? You burgled us at 10 in the morning, brazen and arrogant. You were in and out in 50 minutes, probably in cahoots with the workman opposite who'd watched our routines for over a week. No alibi needed. Matey continued working, then texted you on his mobile. They're out. They're back. Was your lookout the shifty guy in the white t-shirt? The back of your bald head was captured on our neighbour's CCTV camera, Ricky. You looked harmless enough, carrying our precious possessions away in our suitcase, wearing shorts, your skinny legs striding away, your gloved hands trawled and stolen sentimental and irreplaceable gifts and items. You stole my wonderful sapphire engagement ring, which I'd had for 47 years. Gone. Irreplaceable. Also, gold items that you could quickly ditch, sell down the pub or pass to a fence, no questions asked. All gone. My dead mother-in-law's aquamarine ring. Gone. Do you know what sentimental value means, Ricky? I'm glad to say you missed a few things. My wise Irish mother advised against keeping eggs all in one basket. Ricky, you really are sweating badly. I underestimated the value of our stolen items, and now I'm looking at unfamiliar pieces in place of my old well-known friends. In Mappin and Webb, jeweller to the Queen, a white gold chain with a diamond the size of a piece of dandruff costs £550. Ricky, it's very irritating having to stand here, looking at your glazed eyes and bored expression. Did you have a late night? Make an effort. Straighten up. You're annoying me. On the day you burgled us, I stood in our bedroom doorway, looking at the upended sofa, drawers pulled out, our possessions thrown everywhere. John and I were stunned. You, a complete stranger, without words or physical contact, had assaulted us, had come like a scavenging hyena. Did you steal for your family? Or was it drugs? Heroin? Crack? MDMA? Cocaine? What's your drug of choice, Ricky Leonard Vance? Ketamine. I've had that several times as operation anaesthetics. It really takes you out of yourself. Were you high in our bedroom, Ricky? We saw your trail of terrible frenzied energy. Friction arcs on the wall from the straws. Eye of the storm, adrenaline-fueled against the ticking clock. That night your unwelcome presence lingered like raw sewage beside our bed. But why, in God's name, did you take my hairdryer and GHD hair straighteners? They'd been repaired 3 times. The forensics guy who lifted 2 of your footprints said he thought you had a daughter. Excellent. She would have been disappointed. At first I hoped her scalp had burnt and her hair had fallen out. But no. I knew it wasn't her fault. Who owns John's watch now, Ricky? My silver necklace lay there, broken into 3 pieces, but not stolen. Was the design a bit too busy for you? It was a leaving present from colleagues after teaching primary school children for 34 years. Handmade and lovingly hammered in Clerkenwell by my daughter's silversmith friend from school. I have taught hundreds of great children, Ricky, some from fractured families with damaged childhoods. They all had free will. Most made something of themselves. Your name, Vance, is unusual. It sounds familiar to me. I once taught an Emily Vance. I remember she was fascinated with the Arctic and Inuit people. I remember helping her up when she cracked her head in the playground. I noticed you turned our family photos face down on the floor, together with our children's reports. Is this something you do when burgling? Perhaps they were an unhappy reminder of your childhood or your children. Were you impressed with my daughter's A-level results? We were. She's a medical oncologist now. Did you read the letter from the head of German? When our son was in year 9, explaining that he had spent the day in room 10 for impertinence. He's a translator now. Were you familiar with room 10 yourself? Or perhaps you were a SWAT? Ricky, I can see you're fidgeting and sweating again. It makes me sad sometimes, wondering what happened to our treasured possessions. So many happy memories. Gone. Was it worth your trouble? Who's wearing my lovely sapphire and diamond ring now? Does she enjoy wearing it as much as I did, Ricky? After you burgled us, I never wore my silk camisole again. It had lost its charm after your eyes and hands had been all over it. I gave it to the Princess Alice Hospice, hoping some good would come from bad. You're looking at your watch again, Ricky. Clearly you don't give a damn. We were always careful about security, but these days the bedroom shutters are closed and our house alarms are permanently linked to a monitoring station. Just in case you're thinking about returning. It seems burglar alarms aren't enough. We now have 4 ADT CCTV cameras. Mr. Fox and his family really do make interesting viewing in high definition with security lighting. Well, Ricky, You're going to do your time. John and I are wiser. You burgled us, an arrogant daylight robber. Familiar with our home, you know more about us than we know about you. Ricky, you're looking bored again. Has it made any difference to you being here today? For the record, just to let you know, John and me are not going to be your victims. Ricky Leonard Vance, we know you're guilty. But the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, should we forgive him?